On April 30, 1945, before taking his own life, Adolf Hitler and his mistress Eva Braun burned all their documents, photographs, and belongings. Hitler wanted nothing to remain behind. At that time, no one knew what had happened inside the bunker before his death, but now, after 70 years, new political and personal documents have come to light, thanks to a French officer, Commandant Raymond Rose, and a private tour. These documents, revealed for the first time, provide a deeper understanding of key moments from Hitler's final days. What was the atmosphere in the bunker? Why did Hitler marry Eva Braun just 24 hours before his death? Who betrayed him during his last 10 days? When did he decide to end his life? And most importantly, how did the Allies confirm that the burned body was indeed Hitler's? Welcome once again to Discover TV's videos. After Hitler's death, people were desperate to know what had happened inside the infamous Führerbunker. On November 25, 1945, Commandant Raymond Rose entered the bunker. There were 26 steps leading to a dark, chaotic room. Papers were scattered, furniture overturned, and candle wax littered the floor. In that eerie setting, Rose found documents that shed new light on Hitler's final days. These findings show that even in his last moments, Hitler remained firm in his beliefs and pursued victory. Even through death, 10 days before his death, the dream of Nazi Germany, once aimed at world domination, had crumbled into a mere illusion. Hitler's empire, once feared and powerful, was now gasping for breath. Berlin, his city of dreams and horror, was reduced to rubble. Destruction, fear, and death were everywhere. Allied bombs rained down relentlessly, and the Soviet Red Army was just 100 kilometers away. Hitler, now trapped in a situation of his own making, took shelter in the Führerbunker. This underground bunker, located 7 meters beneath the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, was no ordinary shelter. Designed by Albert Speer, Hitler's personal architect, it was heavily reinforced to withstand even the most powerful Allied bombs. Known as the Führerbunker, meaning leader's bunker, it became Hitler's final refuge, the place where he spent his last days. The atmosphere inside the bunker was grim and suffocating. Thick concrete walls, cold and damp air, and a constant sense of fear dominated the space. It felt like a maze filled with narrow corridors and small rooms. Hitler had his own section, consisting of a meeting room for military discussions, a small room for Eva Braun, and a shared bathroom. The constant hum of the mechanical ventilation system added to the oppressive environment, creating an ongoing mental strain for everyone inside. In his final 10 days, Hitler's physical and mental health rapidly declined. He had developed Parkinson's disease, which caused his hands to tremble. To hide his condition, he would often keep his hand in his pocket or try to position it in ways that masked the shaking. His face had aged drastically, and he looked 10 to 15 years older. Even with daily injections of glucose and vitamins from his personal doctor, Dr. Theodor Morell, his health continued to deteriorate. His inability to control his hands was a clear sign of his collapsing morale. Life in the bunker was monotonous and bleak. Each morning, generals updated Hitler on Berlin's worsening situation. He was growing increasingly frustrated by the news. Known for his deep distrust of others, Hitler became even more paranoid, fearing betrayal from within. And he was right. In those final days, when many were planning to escape, Eva Braun stayed by his side. Eva Braun, Hitler's mistress of 13 years, had never married him, but she chose to remain with him in the bunker. Experts believe it was her own decision, possibly influenced by Hitler's vulnerability. Eva was emotional and romantic, and she wanted to be with Hitler until the very end. Letters she wrote to her friends, later discovered, gave insight into their private lives. In one letter, Eva admitted the bunker was terrifying, but she found happiness because she was with Hitler. Her days were spent mostly in her room, arranging photographs or occasionally having coffee with him. But the letters also revealed her deep loneliness, showing both her loyalty and her fear. Outside the bunker, Berlin had become a war zone. In the last 10 days, the city was bombarded day and night. The Soviet Red Army was battling Hitler's forces just a few kilometers away. Despite the German army having 900 tanks and around 500,000 soldiers, the Nazis were rapidly losing ground. Hitler's dream of a 1,000-year Reich was crumbling. Civilians were hiding wherever they could, while Nazi propaganda and music still echoed on the radio. A German soldier later said Berlin had become unrecognizable, just rubble and ruins. Around this time, a dramatic betrayal took place. Hermann Göring, once one of Hitler's most trusted allies and head of the German Air Force, tried to claim leadership. Hitler had previously appointed Göring as his successor, but Göring sent a telegram suggesting that if Hitler was no longer able to lead, power should be transferred to him. Already depressed and paranoid, Hitler exploded with rage. He stripped Göring of all titles, branded him a traitor, and ordered his arrest. Göring was later sentenced to death, but took his own life by poison just hours before his execution.